Women who stopped having with your partner during the relationship, what was your reasoning? There's no judgment in this question. I'm also a woman, who would like to understand other women's experiences.
We had emotionally grown apart.
Hormonal birth control killed my libido and I was just flat out uninterested in.
Like others have said, lack of innocent intimacy. Don't come and start loving on me only when you want to have. I'm more deserving than of just that.
He only wanted to receive, he never wanted to give. Constant are exhausting if there's never anything in return for you.
Because I didn't want to will and give my body to someone who punched holes in walls when I told him it wasn't okay to wake me up by shoving his fingers inside me.
He made me carry all the mental load of the household and basically became another child I had to worry about and manage.
I didn't stop intentionally, and at the time I had no idea why I didn't want to have with him anymore. In hindsight, it was because our relationship was deteriorating and I am wired in a way to be incapable of wanting someone sexually unless I have a close, healthy emotional bond with them. I had way too much resentment and a parent/child dynamic for me to want. I just didn't realize that was the reason. For everyone who sees themselves in my comment, please go research demisexuality. You weren't weird or wrong for being this way. Smile.
Have been in a sexless marriage for 17 years. Reasons changed over time. Started with my husband rejecting my initiating for years. He says it was work stress related and then morphed into performance anxiety. None of which he shared at the time with me despite my begging to understand what was going on for him. After many years of that and him being intense and distant and crabby and difficult to deal with in day-to-day life and my getting rejected, I lost interest in trying to connect on any level. Then lost my attraction to him over time because we weren't connecting intimately, both sexually and relationally, and basically became caring roommates that ran our lives and home well together and enjoyed a lot the same activities, hiking, camping, gardening and caring for our home. Eventually we never talked about not being, only because I gave up asking and inquiring and trying, and he never said anything or made advances either. Talking about any issues is and has always been completely up to me. He won't voluntarily address anything on his own, and then if I do try to talk about something and ask for his thoughts and feelings, it's like excavating to get him to open up. He just shuts down and gets flustered or goes into the self-blame, I'm, meaning him, such a failure as a husband mode. My approaches to talk were gentle and genuine and non-threatening, just open-hearted. So now the thought of anything sexually intimate with him makes me cringe because in my mind and heart I have friend-zoned him, for lack of a better description. Been to marriage counseling 3XS and currently in marriage in therapy. I decided I'm tired of trying and told him that I want to divorce last week. Life is too short and I want a more fulfilling relationship. He's devastated and it's heartbreaking because I do care for and love him despite where we have been in our relationship. Side note, we are both attractive, fit people that take good care of ourselves, so there aren't any physical limitations or obstacles for us in terms of being or having any reason to have things be the way they have been. That's my story, and reason.
With my ex-husband, it was a number of things that he did that added up to our life ending. It wasn't a conscious desire, just disappeared and I wasn't able to make it come back. When we moved in together, I started to feel more like a caretaker/mother to him. This made the amount of decrease quite a bit. Feeling like a caretaker is the opposite of when the pressure and coercion started. Became a problem that needed to be fixed, which made it stressful, also bad for libido. He was upset about it, so we ended up scheduling it. There were many times that I didn't want to but felt I had to in order to appease him so he wouldn't get moody. I often had to drink to be able to relax enough to get through it. Some of the time it was okay and I was able to enjoy it, but there were many other times that felt like I was being used and assaulted, so he could get his needs met. I ended up developing a strong aversion to an intimacy with. I was pregnant. I stopped having at all. I was sick and uncomfortable the majority of the time and just couldn't. He got mad about being celibate and threatened to cheat. With all of that history, I was never able to get back a sustainable desire for him. He ended up cheating, so I divorced. Then I have learned a lot about coercion and consent.
My libido is inextricably linked to my self-confidence. Being filled with dread at the thought of taking my clothes off isn't exactly a turn-on.
He stopped engaging in any kind of non-physical intimacy. Want a cuddle on the couch? Time to get groped. Need a hug after a long day? I must be looking for a good. It was a big turn off.
I got tired of feeling like a doll. Was always all about him, and I didn't even feel like a person when he had with me, just a thing that existed so he could get off.
Lexapro was the reason. We went from having every time we saw each other to maybe 2 to 3 times in almost a year. The few times we had was not that good. We didn't realize it was the medicine until about 8-9ish months in, and it ended up causing a lot of fights. I changed to Wellbutrin and I was fixed lol.
Kids. Absolute exhaustion, undiagnosed PPD, carrying a full mental and physical load of homework, financial, relationships, body confidence because of kids. No time to go to the gym and 2 stress plus PPD and no money for causing low libido for my husband. Which the lower my libido got, the less we had, the less he helped me out at home with the kids etc., which in turn made my libido even epic. Hamster wheel of no went on for about 6 years. Eventually life got easier and I worked to get my libido back, and we're in an awesome spot right now, relationship and wise.
He was watching so much that he didn't want to have with me.
He put everything else before me, his job, his golf buddies, his preferences of how to spend his time on weekends. I purposely cut him off from and let him know that if I'm not a priority to him, then with him isn't a priority to me. He found elsewhere. After 2 years I announced I was moving out. He was completely shocked and devastated. I was shocked that he was so shocked. He said he'd support anything I wanted, needed and hoped I would eventually move back. We've been divorced for several years.
I didn't love him anymore, and it took me 3 years to actually admit it to myself.
One night he was and kept pushing for when I was saying no. I finally said okay, but that we had to use a condom since I wasn't on birth control at the time but also on my period. But he kept pushing and pushing until it happened, and the thing I remember most was having to clean up the bloody sheets while he just sat there on his phone. Broken boundaries gave me the irreversible ick.
He was only nice to me when he wanted. Controlling, condescending, critical most of the time.
All of the reasons combined. He thought he was owed. He wanted to do positions I didn't like and would obsess over them. His breath reeks 24/7 and his body does sometimes too. He is A to me when we aren't having, but when we do all he does is sing my praises. I know he has cheated on me and I don't trust him and don't want to catch anything, etc. We are getting a divorce.
Things had been going downhill with my ex. He was super controlling, made comments about my stretch marks until I sobbed. Was jealous of anyone I interacted with, didn't even want me to leave the house without him, did awful things during, the list goes on. The gaps between intercourse were getting longer and noticed he was on his phone and laptop a lot and would try to turn the screen off when I entered the room. I thought it was suspicious, so one day while he was weirdly hiding his phone and texting next to me, I quickly leaned on his shoulder so I could throw his phone across the room, pinned me down to the couch and tried to force himself on me. I threw him off me, so knew the second that happened I was never letting that man touch me again. I made my plan to leave and followed through, never looking settle, ladies.
I was bored of the and didn't feel emotionally close to him.
He started to use as validation in our relationship. He began to expect it twice a day, and when I wasn't in the mood, he'd either get angry or sad out of insecurity. At first I just let him have with me so I wouldn't have to deal with his mood swings, but once I started to feel used I stopped altogether. Sometimes I'd pretend to be asleep and he'd still stick it in many tantrums and guilt trips. We are no longer together.
Things between us were not going well, and I can't give my body to someone if things are not good between us.
When he blamed his bad attitude and abusive tendencies on our lack of. When you make into an obligation, it turns into a chore. Making it a chore makes it no longer fun. No fun equals no.
I wanted to try lingerie for our anniversary 2 weeks ago. He has this thing where he jokes around even during our most intimate moments. He joked that I looked like A, but he was very turned. I told him my boundaries within jokes. We broke up the next day. This happened last week.
Because he acted like my third child and I have no desire to have with children.
No reasoning. After our second kid was born we divided to conquer, and living in a plethora of rentals with weird floor plans / not enough rooms means we don't share a room. So in 10 months we only did it once. He has a low libido though, thank We're sharing a room again in a month and I almost feel nervous, like anticipating her wedding night.